떠나간 우크라이나인들을 기리면서. 등장 인물들이 이제 배우처럼 소개가 되고 있고요. 이 게임은 상당히 로딩이 깁니다. 로딩도 좀 잦은 편이고요. 그리고 최신 게임하고는 걸맞지 않게 용량이 상당히 작습니다. 뭐 섀도우 오브 모르도르나 뭐 라이즈, 최근에 발매가 되었던 일단 차세대기 아닙니다. 현세대기 로 발매되어 있는 그런 게임들보다 용량이 상당히 적은 편입니다. 이상한 것 같습니다.
Holmes. Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad. Stop, Holmes!
멈추게 하나, 홈즈.
Is that you, Watson?
거기 자네가 왔어?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
전에 가리고 다니까.
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
X 버튼을 누르면 이렇게 사건 수첩이 펼쳐집니다. 여기 느낌표가 친절하게 나와있네요. 이걸 보게 되면 새로운 업무 그리고 지도 가야 곳이 표시가 되고요. 그리고 그리고 이제 증거가 표시가 됩니다. 나중에 증거들을 조합을 해서 사건의 결론을 내리게 되죠. 그리고 문서들, 그리고 대화에 대한 부분입니다. 제가 좀 전에 말씀드린 기념품에 대한 것들, 아직 표시가 되지 않았습니다만 게임을 진행을 하면서 이게 채워지게 됩니다. 그리고 일단 새로운 단서라든가 새로운 할 일들이 있다면 이렇게 느낌표로 표시가 되어 있습니다. 예, 일단 진행으로 할게요.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
이게 캐릭터들하고 대화를 하게 되면 간단한
This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
여기는 마슨의 서재고요. 얼리언 엔진을 사용을 해서 묘사하는 상당히 좋습니다만 글쎄요, 오브젝트들에 대한 상호작용은 어드벤처 게임이기 때문에 이렇게 크게 두드러진 부분은 없습니다. 옷장을 열고 외출 준비를 해야겠죠. 나중에는 변장을 하는 미션도 나옵니다. 옷장으로 가보도록 하겠습니다.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
서두르십시오. 예, 어쌔신 크리드의 그 이글 아이처럼 예, RB 버튼을 누르게 되면 예, 이렇게 단서를 볼 수 있는 눈으로 변하게 됩니다. 발자국 활성화가 되었죠.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
그러면 이제 단서가 표시가 됩니다.
I cannot leave yet. I am not finished here. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
홈즈가 얘기하는 모든 것들이 어떻게 보면 단서가 될 수 있습니다.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
그래픽이 모르겠습니다. 얼리언 엔진을 사용을 해서 상당히 무난한 편이지만 그래픽이 썩 좋은 최근 게임들에 비해서 막 좋다라고 말씀드리기는 좀 어려울 것 같아요.
Mr. Holmes?
게임을 하시다 보시면 아시겠지만 이제
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
그래, 홈즈 씨. 예, 보시면 예, 이렇게 뭐 일반적인 롤플레잉 게임이죠. 예, 롤플레잉 게임처럼 뭐 질문할 수 있는 그런 문구가 나옵니다. 선택을 차례대로 해보도록 하겠습니다.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
이제 X 버튼을 누르게 되면 인물에 대한 어떤 묘사 화면으로 넘어가게 됩니다. 이렇게 되면 리멤버 미 혹시 아시는지 모르겠지만 사건을 재구성할 수가 있습니다. 아니, 사건을 재구성하는 것하고는 좀 다르군요. 일단은 이제 비디오를 조그 셔틀로 이제 움직이면서 이 인물에 대한 어떤 정보를 얻게 됩니다. 잠시고 오른쪽에다 표시가 되게끔 되어 있고요. 그리고 이제 많이 돌려줘야 돼요. 이렇게 전주교 목주 있습니다. 그리고 원예용 장갑이 있습니다. 꿀박스에 인물 묘사 완료. 그러면서 어떤 새로운 문구가 나옵니다.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
X 버튼을 누르게 되면 이제 선택 문이 나오는데요. 그래서 제대로 된 선택문을 선택을 해주셔야지만 다음으로 진행이 되게 됩니다.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
감사합니다. 오늘은 여기까지 하도록 하겠습니다. 예, 감사합니다.